my excitement of unboxing my brand new set of Neocolor, the Caran d'Ache water-soluble, I got really excited, so I thought I wanted to do something in my sketchbook. So I found this picture of these beautiful flowers, and I'm actually going to draw in them. I haven't got any real plans. I've got my watercolours, a bit of gouache in there. I've got my new water bowl. Is that not the prettiest thing? Some kitchen towel, some paintbrushes, and I thought, let's just have a play. Let's just see, because I haven't got a clue. I've only had 10 before. What kind of colours? So where are we starting? Let's get another colour. I like to have a few things on the go. So kind of up, not halfway, probably about there is going to be the edge of the jar. We've got a gap, so just, oh, let's get different colours. Let's get some light green over here. We've got like a flower, so I'm literally kind of using them like a pastel, and then we'll put some water and things on in a minute. Let's get this kind of centre bit on. We've got some stems. Have we got a dark green? Oh, we've got this like, oh, what green's that? Olive green. Thought it might be an olive. And I'm gonna be quite scribbly with them because we're gonna add water. So I'm gonna using them on the top. There was another green, wasn't there? I'm gonna have handfuls of what's that one? That's a vert fonce, dark green. I didn't read the English bit. So this is all kind of dark in here. Let's go to pink. So this flower comes over here like that. We're just having a play. Sometimes it's so important to just play, not be too accurate. It's not a portrait. Doesn't matter if we can't fit it all in. We literally, see, I'm not going to have enough in there. I don't care. I've just done a drawing cast where we're drawing accurately, and now I want to play. So there's that flower there. Let's do a little bit of a yellow. We're in that middle. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, I might zoom in when I'm editing. What else have we got? We've got the center of that one. This one's more of a brighter pinky, like a darker colour, isn't it? Let's go there. That's got a yellow centre in there. I'm not going to put too much in because I want to get some pink in there. So we're kind of using it to just plan out. Let's have it coming off the page. Yeah. That one's going to go there. We've got some dark green under there. What have we got up here? This petal, this kind of petal. There's a purple one at the back. Don't think I want to put that in. Don't feel like it. Can't make me. And then we're coming over. This is all quite light here, so I'm not going to put too much on. But it's always really forgiving. So, oh, look at this one. I like this one. This is kind of angling our composition over, isn't it? Let's have that coming off. Let's be bold. Bold and bright. That's the theme of the day. And play. That's nice, isn't it? So we have a very rough sketch, don't we? Oh, what's up here? Hang on. We have maybe the olive one. Let's come here. We got some purples. Let's have this coming there. Green there. Let's have a look now here. Green here. So I'm just looking at the shapes, getting something in. I'm not judging my picture till it's finished. Let's have a look at some of these. Let's have a look at some of these brighter greens. So what was that? Was the olive one. Don't know if this is going to be too yellow green. Let's have a look at that. That's quite neon, isn't it? That might give some excitement. Drawing's completely off. Who cares? We're just having fun. Some of that. Now, kind of all, we can't have all neon green over there. We need to have some harmony. So let's pull in some little bit over here, just so we get some balance. A little bit over here. Purples. I'm just going to end up holding them all, aren't I? Now that's more of a blue bit. Let's go little, and so I'm changing my kind of mark making now. I'm doing little squirrely whirly little circles. Show the difference in the kind of flower types. I'm going to put a little bit, there's like a purpley blue, not that colour. What's that one? It feels like we're going to see if we can use every single one of the 40 colours in this painting. Oh, now look at this nice light blue there. What have we got? We have, that will be a nice contrast, won't it? This nice turquoisey. Now this is a little bit dark. I wonder if we can put some light on top. Is that possible? I haven't really used them like that, but I'm sure when we put water on, that will do some blending. We've got this lovely, that's got a little bit of blue in there, the light coming here. So this is the point where your painting looks rubbish and you don't judge it. So I'm now looking at these white shapes. There. So I don't think about it being flowers, I just think about shapes of colour and light. Anywhere that's really light, I'm going to get this on. Where else? We've got some bits here. Oh, we didn't put that yellow bit in there. Let's get that in. This is still our kind of drawing, isn't it? It looks a right mess. What other pinks did we have? Because this here's got some quite bright pinks. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? That's really powerful. And you can go, because they're like, we're using them a bit like wax crayons at the moment. You can, that's really dark in there. There is some nice pink here which will tie in here. There's a nice shape. So I pick out like the shapes that I like. There. I'll put a little bit in here. This flower's kind of a bit of a nothing, so we don't want to put too much attention into that. This has this really nice pinks. I'm just creating some harmony, but again, these are my kind of darker kind of shapes. I think it's always fun to just try and not judge, just play at this stage. You can, if you like realistic, you can go in and spend as much time as you want making this realistic in a bit. We need a little bit of yellow now. I don't know, what have we got? So this is quite a bright, let's see how dark that is. That's quite a cold, it's kind of like a gin and tonic yellow, isn't it? This is more like a cadmium yellow. some of that in, a little bit up here. Give a little bit of brightness. Let's get a paintbrush on. Let's put these down. There's some texture tabs. We've kind of scribbled, haven't we, as the first stage. Let's see, I've got my clean water and I'm going to wake it up and we're going to move it around. So I might use the flat of my brush. We're getting them to play together. And whilst I've got a little bit of paint on my brush, if I see another shape like there, I might see if I can move it. Doesn't always work like that. I can hear the rain in my studio roof. It's very rainy today here. Over here. So I'm using, because I've got white on my brush, I'm not going over the other colours yet. I'm just focusing on these colours, the light colours first. See if we can blend. Oh yes, blend. Might need a bit more blue in there. That's a lovely kind of turquoisey colour, isn't it? Clean my brush. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. We didn't do the light over here. And also, just while my brain goes to it, there's some nice light bits there, because otherwise that bit is all going to be dark in the centre. So we need those kind of bits as well. So again, don't judge it. A painting doesn't happen instantly. It takes time. The amount of times I've said that over the 18 years I've been teaching. People get despondent. This is just the first stage. This is the mixing the ingredients. This is not baking the cake, if you like analogies. Okay, I am going to go all messy now. Where's our darks? Got some nice splatter there. So greens worry me sometimes when they're, can you see that's quite a blue green? What if we mix some olive in? This is all quite dark. They're wax, you can't do that. Normal pastels. Let's have it. Shall we do a bit out here? A little bit of dark. I'm going to start building the darks up. Moving around the picture at this stage, not focusing too much. I think we need some of that gorgeous Prussian. Let's try a bit of that. We haven't got much blue. I think that would be really nice when it's wet. Give a nice edge and bring some in. So I'm now playing a little bit with the colours that are in it, just because it's my picture, and we can do what we want in art, can't we? Oh, that was wet. Did you see that? We're going to do some wet and wet. Where else is really dark? Let's pull in some darks here. Got a bit sidetracked. Look at that nice blue. Bit of blue in here around these edges. Just adding. Okay, I'm going to put them down. Clean my brush. Now let's play. Quite like a bigger flat, I think, which I had earlier. There we go. A big fill, but just for some of these backgrounds. So holding my brush very loosely. I don't want to cover all of the brown paper because I do like it, but we can start kind of doing some watercolour techniques now, and by rubbing on it you wake it up. This is, I don't know if I said I put washi tape around because I quite like a nice edge. Some of this. Oh, that's bright, isn't it? The thing is nice that you can just turn it down. I don't want a hard eye, so I'm cleaning my brush. Gonna soften it. Let's get this bit in. And round, there's a nice bit around here and here. Up to there, that's all very green. Those little light bits we can put in afterwards, we don't need to. I think that's why I really like. I've been doing a lot of this kind of watercolor and gouache and things like these aquatones that I think are more kind of forgiving than just a traditional watercolor. I really like the kind of play aspect of it. I think after I've been a teacher for 18 years and I got a little bit bored, if I'm honest, and just desperately wanted to play, try new things, build things up. This is pretty. That's a really nice colour, isn't it? I'm just thinking contour lines. I'm thinking of going in the direction of these petals. A little bit of blue there. Should we soften that with some clean water? Dabbing it. What's it looking like? Still a mess. This is all dark down here. Let's fill that in. This is kind of lighter, isn't it? So we'll leave that bit for now. Where was the edge of the jar? Let's get this pretty flower here. So just getting the shape. This one, I don't really like this flower, if I'm honest. We're just going to do a little bit of something. These were nice. We need some darker bits in there, but that will do as a start. Now again, I'm looking at what direction these petals are. That way, that way, that way, that way. This is our kind of center. It's got some bit darker in that center. Whilst I got that kind of orangey, I was just looking around. Let's put some water on here. So we're still building up. I'm going to get rid of that corner. I'm going to wake up what we've got here. I don't want the eye looking down here. I kind of want it travelling around here. A little bit of dark on that edge. Show the edge. And then I want to soften this. So clean water. I take the excess off. And we're going to just wiggle. You can always dab as well. Wipe if you like texture. Gone over my washing line. A little bit up here. Let's wake some of these lovely colours up here. Blend these in. So actually I think, I mean I've never done this, I normally put my watercolour on. I'm wondering about some purple. I normally do watercolour first, then put these on afterwards, but I thought it might be fun to try something else. That is a lovely colour. So then I look, where else do I have that colour, or where else could I put that colour that actually might be exciting? So 1, 2, 3, maybe a little bit over here. I really like that colour. There's actually some of this in this side, in the shadow side of these petals. A little bit in here. Still looking a mess, isn't it? Nice. I've gone a bit mad now. Let's get I'm having so much fun. Now this is see-through, and so this is not tying up. So we need to put a little bit of this through. So actually some of that. So you just let's dip it. So the other way you can do it is dip it. I think I'm going to have to in a minute. Oh, look, this is one of the reasons. Can you see you can draw with them? How fun is that? Oh, that's really bright. That is really bright. I think I might need to let my paper rest for a minute. I absolutely love this. This is a Strathmore pad, which is amazing paper. But there is a point where when it's too wet and you keep overworking it, you upset the surface. If you rub too hard and it starts breaking down. So I am going to pause and just, she says she can't stop drawing. I'm going to pause just a minute. Okay, I've let it dry a bit, and now I'm actually going to come in with some watercolour. So I've got some yellow and some brown, and I'm going to put a little bit in here and a little bit in here. So this is the stage where my brain starts saying doesn't look like anything yet, and so to make me happy I start just adding kind of a few details so it feels like it's coming alive. So a pink and a red, and see if I can get a little bit of light. So that's, I think, ochre pink. Is that cadmium red? I think. And I'm just putting some of that lovely bright pink where I can see it on the flowers. And up here, scoop the paint, looking at these lovely contours. Nice bit here. There's a zigzag, bit more paint. A little bit harsh, just use my finger to soften it. Bit more water, it's not flowing, should be flowing. Over here. Now I'm going to take some of that ochre pink and use a tiny bit of black. More paint. Let's have a look at that colour. That's nice. So some of these bits where the light aren't getting to them are a bit darker. Looking in big shapes still. Oh, that's nice. I've got a water thing there. Quite like that. So I tend to get something in that I feel happy with. So that starts. Let's get some dark. So I've got some black, maybe a little bit too black. Mix some pink in, and just a little bit around this bottom edge. Clean the brush. There's some like darker little details on the top, and then some yellow with, if I can wake up, I've got white gouache here. So it's like a bit of a mixed media. So I'm kind of looking at tones in order for it to come alive. So this is where I might like, see my whites, I need to get them a bit brighter. I'm going to dip in, kind of put a little bit more in here. It's a nice shape. Dip in. These aren't really white, but right, let's get a green. This is Hooker's green, and some brown. And let's get a little bit too much. Clean the brush, take it off. Just kind of get a little bit of that green on there. So that Hooker's is not really very realistic on its own. Look a bit artificial, so I just add a little bit of red, a little bit of brown. Just getting some of these stems in. So again, I pick out the bits I like really in this style. Rather than being too much following the picture, use a bit of that on that, wake that up a bit there, soften some of this. So clean my brush, take the excess off. You'll hear me saying that all the time. Basically softening edges. We've also got some of these stems down there. A bit more Hookers, wake it up. Bit of, that's a burnt umber there. Keep looking around. A bit too harsh. I'm going to use my finger to soften. I quite like the texture that the crayon has made, being a wax crayon in that bit. Let's come and let's get these stems in a little bit more. So it's just a case of being patient, building it up till you're finally happy, but also choosing the bits you like, choosing the bits you don't like. Okay, some of the brown, the burnt umber, there is some in here. I'm going to drop that in. Maybe a bit lighter, add water. A little bit around here. Start getting a bit of texture then. Clean my brush, take the excess off. I can just soften, or if it's feeling like it's too dark, I don't have to redo it. I could just use my tissue just to take a little bit off and give a bit of a texture. We need a half tone between this dark and this light. So I've cleaned my brush and then I'm just moving that around. What else have we got? We've got this purple. Let's see if I dip it in. Get some of these shapes back in. So you could let it dry or this one, this needs to go a lot purplier, doesn't it? That is a word, purplier. I use it all the time, so my students looked it up. I do like a bit of drawing and paint, which is why I think I like these. They're like aquarelle, water-soluble wax crayons. That could be a bit brighter, couldn't it? This blue a bit darker. Put some more in there. Let's do some with water. That's nice. Bright. Nice and bright. Where else can we add a little bit of that? Maybe in this flower? Bit of artistic license. So, just having a look at it as a whole, I'm wondering if we need a bit of a darker bit. So this is some Prussian with that ochre pink, maybe a bit of black. What does that look like? And just thinking about kind of tying in with some kind of darker bits here. So I'm back to looking at my tones again. And bits like, there's a kind of darker bit here, which we haven't got all the background, but a little bit of dark, or darker, I'm going to smudge it with my finger. I'm hoping we'll make these look lighter in a minute. So it's kind of like a purpley colour. So it's not all just kind of green. And there is this kind of colour, warmer. It's not so much warmer, but. And then I'm going to use it over here. Just to darken off this corner a little bit. Bring a little bit up. Clean the brush. Soften it a little bit. Not a hard edge. But I just felt in order for this to look light, we need some of this to be a bit darker, so we get that kind of contrast. And then the eye will kind of hopefully then travel around more. Maybe a bit more like that. Also found that I spent, these are a lot more expensive, these are Daniel Smith Waterfine, excuse me, my throat's going, extra fine watercolour sticks, and I wondered what these were like in terms of, I think these are a lot more expensive. There's a lot of pigment in there, so you could be using just gouache paint here or a pastel. If it was dry, you could just add some pastel in. I'm kind of playing, so just trying some different things, seeing what I like, what I don't like. Now that is a lot more pigmented than those. I still love those, don't get me wrong, but actually for the really white bits, this is singing, isn't it? This makes it sing a little bit. And then see in here, there's all these dotty, they're the bits I love. See when, you know, when the light comes through the trees. So I haven't really had a play with these. These are really nice as well. And all these dots. So you could splatter with paint. Wondering what that would be like. Adding a bit of light there. There's dots here. These are the bits that I think make it sparkly. I don't know what you think. A bit more around here. This is so pigmented, look. That's so exciting. Oh, I think I'm going to have to use both. There's light bits around here. Now we go light again down here. Let's look at these shapes. It's meant to be fun, painting. It's not meant to feel a chore. It's meant to be an enjoyment, playing things. Sometimes it doesn't work out, and that's okay too. It's the journey, isn't it? I know everyone says that, but it's true. It's the journey of finding out what you like and you don't like. I like those dots. Okay, we've got some up here as well. See around some of the top. And this is perfect for getting that kind of texture. It's very strong. Let's see. Should we do an experiment? Let's see. So these are softer. So sometimes that will be better if we want more of a softer, kind of less. And this is so strong. And these I think these are about £12.50, I can't remember. But actually that is going to last, I think, a long time. It's not like it's a little bit. So that's starting to sing now. Let's make more of that petal. A bit more of this petal. A little bit more of something here. Now I did buy another colour. Where's that gone? Here. That was I only got a few titanium. Should we see what that's like? I thought that might be good for some of these kind of creamy colours in here. Like that. Right, this looks a bit lost here, doesn't it? So I am going to go back to paint. Let's get some of that ochre with some brown and some black. I don't know how long we've been going for, if you're bored and gone. But someone might be interested. My dogs aren't, they've all fast asleep. So these little bits are quite nice here, like around the edge. I like that texture. So I only bought a few of these. What was the other colours that I bought? I bought that. What's that one? Moon Glow. I haven't got a clue what colour that is. Should we try it? What do you think? It looks really dark, doesn't it? I reckon it's a bit of a purple. Oh, it is. So this week we could come in and do some drawing with this one. This is like our darks, but not a black. You know, like leaves and stems, all these little bits. That's a really nice colour. I think as it's my sketchbook, let's do this. Let's see, so what was it? Moon Glow. In the brush. Oh, it's actually a really nice purpley colour, isn't it? So you can also, you could use them at the side like that, that's a good idea. And then just use paint with them. Okay, need to get some of these flowers sorted. So clean the brush, take the excess off. I've got all this, so I could leave it textured or I could tickle it and just move it around a little bit. Quite like the texture too though. Oh, that's running, that's quite nice. I think that's not that much. That's what I like about watercolour, in that you can move it around and then it plays and it does its own thing. Look at that, it's come over there. I don't really like this flower either. Pink on this edge. We need a bit of a, what have we got in here? What's that? Golden yellow. Let's dip it. A bit brighter. This one's quite bright around the edges. Let's try that. Give some shape. This one's gone a bit, it is in the shadow, but am I just making a mess? Feels like it. My throat's really going today. Right, this looks a bit kind of dotty. So clean my brush, take the excess off. Let's just tickle this a little bit. Let's just get some nice texture, move it, lift it around. They were looking a bit harsh to me. Don't know what you thought. Thinking we need a bit of this Daniel Smith on this corner. I'm going to show the edge of that petal and a little bit there. Just soften that in. There's a lovely bit of water moving around there. This petal actually comes up to here. So it's probably not a masterpiece. Let's take some light pink. But I really enjoyed it, and it's just in my sketchbook. So it's so important to try these things out. Try what you like, what you don't like, especially in terms of colours, or we need a bit of, sorry, I don't know what the right colours, I might need to use paint, but when you have a white like this, you really need some yellow to show that kind of golden. Let's just put in around here. So I might put a little bit of this is really bright. It is that lovely, isn't it, summer. As well as painting, I love gardening, and I don't have a very big garden, but I have lots of containers, and I just really enjoy. Look at that yellow. That yellow is quite like pop, isn't it? I don't know if we need to go darker on that one. And also, while I'm there, I'm looking at a bit of this. What was that? That was a lime green. I think we need a bit of lime green in our lives. Look. But I don't know if it's, let's have a look. So that's it just dry on its side. A bit of zigzaggy texture because it's dry. Whether we like that or whether we like it more painterly. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you've enjoyed this or I'm just in my own world here playing. I did a video on a chicken. I don't know if you've seen it on my channel. That's had about 10,000 views. And I've cut my classes down to, let's get some yellow again. I'm only doing 2 classes and then some workshops. So I've got more time to play and perhaps do more online if people are interested. Let me know. What do we think of that? So if you put it on and you're not sure, let's get the brush. Clean the brush. Soften it. Move it around. Dab it. Whatever you fancy. You're in charge. Lines that way, that way. I think we need a bit more of the Daniel Smith. I think that might be worth a buy, even if you buy one. I can't afford to buy all of the whole set, even though they're gorgeous, which I think these are really good. These this is different. These are more of a wax crayon, I would say. This is more of a watercolor, so I don't think they compete with each other. I think, oh my god, mad. They're a different thing. This is quite sticky, where these are more like crayons, I think. If we need something in here. This flower's not really got any definition, has it? Is that better? That bit went AWOL, didn't it? Maybe that's what's throwing it slightly. And then we put some light pink back in. He went for a walk, so we've moved him back. Okay, have I played enough? Have I done too much? I think it's sweet. I think it'll be a nice page in my sketchbook and a nice happy experience. I'm going to put some more of them in whilst that's wet, and I'm going to have them coming off a bit. I don't want it all sat within the thing. Oh, we didn't do much over here, did we? Let's just put that there with a bit of kind of lighter. Well, that's gone really pigmenty now. I'm trying to make a point. Oh, I'm now dropping them. Let's take them off. Right, so this is the stage where actually I would probably stop, drink my cup of tea and just have a bit of a muse over it. I quite like, see this little pokey one poking out, being nosy. There. This has got some lovely colour. This has got some, let's add some brighter pink. So this is where you think I'm going to stop, and then you keep going, don't you? a bit more of the lovely white, and then I'm definitely going to stop. I just love these, like, it's like a princess sparkles, isn't it? I love them. Noise effects are optional. I think that flower is not kind of concluded. Maybe it just needs that. So I took the tape off and it ripped my paper. And so I've actually put the tape back on, and I actually think I like it with the border in my sketchbook, so I've decided I'm going to leave that in. Just when I was finishing, I just looked down and saw this bit here, and I didn't like it. So if you're still with me after all this time, I am just going to put some yellows, some lime greens, if I can, back in here. And that doesn't even look like a flower to me. What was I doing there? I think I'd ignored it. So let's try some browns in here. So we have this kind of dotty texture, a little bit wet. Let's get that dotty texture, and we need some white. Where's the white gone? Here we go. Because this is not looking like a flower to me. So this comes down. We've got this white shape here, like that. This white shape here, that's a little bit softer. White shape here. We'll put some of the Daniel Smith or Gouache, whatever you've got there. The edge of this. Where's my brush? I think this is too much, too dark. Let's soften that in. So I'm like literally cleaning my brush, taking the excess off so it's not too wet, cleaning it, and then just tickling it to get a bit of a softer look. A nice flower. That looks better already, doesn't it? I got here, I've got some flesh and some, these are gouaches because I've already got this layer in. Just looking at maybe a few tweaks just to make it a little bit more like a flower. I want more white there. I'm going to go with the Daniel Smith if I can. I was just thinking we could flick. We've got some white gouache here. I wake up. We could do a few splats because everyone loves splats. Dab it if you put it on and you don't like it. That bit is so wet. I'm just going to take it off. Just see if I can see this bit of the petal you want showing that it's up because it's sideways, and then it comes down here and it goes across here. Okay, enough. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. Bye.